Guys, welcome back. I want to start this video with a question. Is there something in your life right now that you know you need to leave behind and you just can't? A relationship, a job, a version of yourself, something that is clearly not for you anymore, and yet your body won't let you move. I know that feeling, I've lived it, and I found out why it happens, and more importantly, what actually gets you free. Okay, so we all know that moment, right? You decide, okay, that's it. The relationship, the friendship, the job, that's been draining you for years. I'm done, I'm moving on. And then your body starts reacting to it. Your chest gets tight, you feel anxious, and suddenly it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel good anymore. And you think, why is this so hard? Why can't I just let go? And here's what I learned. Your body isn't attached to the thing, your body is attached to what the thing meant. Safety, familiarity, identity. This is who I am. This is what I know. This is what kept me going. And when I was holding on to things that were slowly destroying me, a dynamic, a version of myself, a reality I had built, my nervous system wasn't overreacting. It genuinely believed if this goes, I go with it. And of course, it was fighting for me. It was trying to keep me alive. So there's a really simple way I came to understand what was going on in my body. There is this state where you feel okay. We call this the parasympathetic nervous system. This is where we feel safe enough, present, you can breathe. And that's the only place from which real change is possible. Then there is this state where your body thinks it has to do something. Fight, flight, fix, control, chase, overthink everything, feeling restless, and it can't sit still. And this is what we call the sympathetic nervous system. And then there is a state where it all becomes too much and you just shut down. Numb, scrolling, sleeping, but never really resting. Going through the motions of your own life, like feeling absent from it. And when I was trying to let go, my body was stuck in those states I just described. It didn't matter what I decided in my mind, my body had a totally different truth. When I finally understood this, I stopped fighting against myself because there was no point fighting myself. And when I understood familiar pain felt safer than unfamiliar freedom, I knew that this was where I had to work on. I remembered that the unknown felt more dangerous than staying in something that was quietly breaking me. And even though I was fighting myself back then, I realized this is not weakness. This is just my nervous system doing what it was trained to do. And when I really made this shift, things finally started to change in my reality and I was finally able to detach. And I used to think that letting go was just a decision. It's like, I'm done with it, bye. I promised myself that I would just let this person, let this job go. But that is not how it really happened for me. I had to let go so many things in my life. Things I wanted to leave, but also things I didn't want to leave. And it all happened. That's the art of detachment. But then I reflected back and I was like, how was I able to really detach? And that was, instead of focusing on detaching from the thing, I focused on myself. And that is what real detachment is. So it happened because I did the work on myself. I went to therapy, coaching, focusing on God, on the universe, quantum physics, neuroscience, all these things. I went all in on myself because I really wanted to understand why I was wired the way I was, why I kept choosing the same things in different forms, why my nervous system had no idea what safety felt like until it came from the outside of me. And slowly, without dramatic goodbyes, without forcing anything, I changed, my energy changed. And things that no longer resonated with that started to detach. It's about focusing on yourself. When I made this shift, things started to leave my reality that was no longer serving me. So I didn't let go, I grew. And what didn't fit simply fell away. And that, my friend, that is real detachment. not fighting against your reality, but building from within. This is a sentence I will always use. It's not about fighting your reality, your circumstances. It's about focusing on yourself, focusing on the love within you and God, the universe, whatever, however it resonates with you. And there is also another thing that kept me stuck for so long. I thought leaving meant it was bad, that I had to be angry enough, hurt enough, done enough before I was allowed to go. But some of the things I needed to release, I genuinely loved, or I genuinely needed once. The job that gave me my identity when I had none, the relationship that felt like home when I was lost, the version of myself that kept smiling because she didn't know another way. I was the butterfly. People called me the butterfly, always happy, always positive. But it was just a coping mechanism. Leaving those things didn't mean they were wrong. It meant I had grown beyond them. Like detachment isn't this meant nothing. It is this was real and I can still choose what's next for me. You know that I believe in a both and approach. So there will be grief in that, like real grief. I won't pretend that there isn't, but underneath the grief, if you do the work, there is the quiet okayness. A sense of I am safe now within myself, whatever comes next. And now let's talk about the void, because the void will happen. And nobody really talked about this to me, but when the detachment actually starts working, when you stop reaching back, there is a moment that feels terrifying. A silence, a void. And I remember that one part of me really wanted to run straight back to what left. Not because I wanted the pain back, but because there was something missing within me. And it was painful and it felt scary and it felt empty. But then I realized it is up to me how I fill this void. So for the first time, I started to fill this void with working on myself. Therapy, coaching, focusing on God, praying. So that's when I realized the void is not emptiness. It is such a powerful space if you're willing to do the work where you find your power. So for me, it was therapy, and I worked with a therapist, and she helped me to calm my nervous system down, like back into safety. And it was also God, like when no technique was enough, when my body was shut down, faith became the ground beneath the ground. I would just say, I place this in your hands. Teach me what safety feels like from within. I've always believed in God, but in this moment, darkest period of my life, I knew God was real. And it was also neuroscience and quantum physics. Like understanding that my brain was not fixed, like your brain is not fixed, you can rewire it. And then there was this Einstein quote that really helped me, that if I kept doing what I always did, I would keep getting what I always got. So I had to change. I had to change myself completely. And what I also did and was super powerful, and I still do it, it's the power of visualization. So I will meditate always to train my nervous system to feel safe, imagining safety over and over again until my body starts to believe it. I would imagine myself walking through the supermarket without getting a panic attack because I couldn't even leave the house for a really long time. Everything I shared is based on my personal experience. If you are feeling really lonely during the void, reach out to a licensed therapist. For me, the 3 pillars in my life is coaching, therapy, then neuroscience, quantum physics, and focusing on God. And these pillars really helped me bring me back to a new reality, to a new life, to a happier me. If you're willing to change your life, focus on yourself, and today is your first day. And I also want to share one practical tool that really helped me to ground myself in my body, and that is the butterfly hug. You put your hands like this or like this, whatever feels safe, or on your legs, and you can repeat affirmations like I am safe right now, I'm safe in this body. Beautiful positive affirmations, and it helps me to ground myself every time. And I am telling myself like left, right, like a heartbeat, slow and steady, while I tap and I breathe. And that's how the body remembers. that it is here, that it is okay, that it does not have to keep holding what it was never meant to carry forever. And this is one of the tools I learned during therapy. So why am I recording all of this? Because when I was at my lowest, I asked God genuinely, like, will I ever be okay again? And one thing I had, and that really helped me, that was a vision of one day. One day I will share this. One day I will be someone who made it through. One day what I'm living right now will be the thing that helps someone else feel less alone. And I am living that one day now. And I also know that you also have your one day. Maybe you don't know exactly what and how it feels like yet, and that's okay. Don't say, I don't know. Say, I'm still discovering it. Ask yourself, who is the version of me that made through this? What did he or she build in silence? What does her life or his life feel like? Connect to that version of you, not as a fantasy, but as a destination. Because all of this, the nervous system, the therapy, the void, the faith, is not here just to hurt you. It is about making room for who you were always meant to become. Wherever you are right now, maybe you're holding on to things with both hands, knowing you need to open them. The fact that you are here, that you're asking these questions, that something in you is ready. That is already the beginning of your one day. You didn't come this far to stay stuck in something that was never meant to be your forever. You came this far to finally come home to yourself. And when you finally find that home, nobody can take that away from you. Never. Okay, go build it. Whew, chills everywhere. Thank you for being here. I hope my video resonates. Let me know in the comments if it does. I also want to say thank you for your comments on my videos, but also the post where I asked what my videos mean to you. It means a lot. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.